Sorry, how's everyone doing? Welcome to Sunday stream at Kench999. I'm a little. Hey, I'm excited today. We're gonna play Flight Simulator. We're not, and then today I decided a couple days ago, so I'm gonna keep with it. We're gonna play in the studio. I haven't played in the studio or done anything, and really it's just playing in a couple weeks. And I like to keep everything warmed up there, make sure I know how to use everything, and everything still works. And it's usually fun, so that's a great way to spend an hour for the second half of the stream. Oh, there's Kitty. Got wild animal attack going on there. I think he's probably going to jump up to his house there. Oh, he's scratching now. So what other notes are there today? Studio, cat, wild animal attack. Watch it. He could. I don't know. He's on the prowl. You coming up here, Mo? No, he's not. New glasses day. What do you guys think? Anybody here? Yeah, check them out. They're like really, really deluxe. With a spring, they're great. I just got them. They're from Zenni. I buy a lot of my glasses from Zenni, and they're the ones that only $7 for a fashion tint, or $8, and it could be any one of 8 different colors. Three other which I want to try getting the fashion tints. I like the fashion tints. I'm looking at myself in the display there. And I have another pair that I have the blue tints, and then they're transparent amber, and these are tortoiseshell, which is a much bolder look. Although the transparent amber ones look really good too. Anybody in chat who wants to decide where we fly today, you have 2 minutes to let me know. Just write it in the Twitch chat window there. And then we're going to fly around. Who knows what we're going to do? Oh, I was thinking about taking the Osprey out. Osprey. Yeah, what do you need? The V22. No, you don't get to go in there. He's very demanding. And where, it's the whole world is open to us, baby. Yesterday we flew a bunch of things, including that flying boat. Boy, he's all meowy right now. What do you want to talk about, Mo? Come here, Mo. He's been very chatty today. You might want to come up and say hi. I don't know. And needing a lot of attention. But, that's cats for you sometimes. Australia. We've been to Hong Kong recently. It's kind of nice in Japan. Like maybe Western Japan. Oh yeah, we could take off on this ship with Osprey. But we're gonna change the Japan ground self-defense, by the way. So we're using the Japanese. Hey, there's science. Anyone in particular you wanted to fly? I picked Japan pretty randomly. If they have an off that sounds good to you, or you have somewhere else you want to go? By the way, today's stream we will be flying around, and then we're going to do a little play in the recording studio for about half an hour, like an hour, hopefully. I want to try to get an hour of random material out of it, just have fun. That's what I like to do. I haven't been in there in a while, so I talked about that. So sure, okay. So we're gonna cold start the V22, and again, I have problems with this thing sometimes. Occasionally, everything goes great, and occasionally everything goes freaking haywire. It's got a complicated startup sequence. That part I think we're okay with, but the takeoff can be fraught with issues if you don't want to leave the envelope, etc. By it's really it's a knuckle takeoff. I don't know. I don't think it's quite accurate. I mean, I don't think it's quite as scary in the real thing. Let me put it that way. Landing is also scary. It's once you're in horizontal and vertical flight mode, it's not that bad. But transition to vertical flight mode is kind of scary. Okay, so we are cold, good, perfect, dark, sitting on a deck, and the Osprey. Now, trust me, if it were really a nighttime operation, we'd be pretty screwed. In other words, I don't think I could handle it. So we're advancing the time. to later in the morning. You know what I mean? Oh, sorry. Shit. Thank you. Sorry about that. Thank you for saying you're not showing the stupid screen. I am a little forgetful today, as always, so it's useful to remind me. Now you can actually hear and see what's going on there. So yes, it was dark anyway, but now you can actually see. I just changed it to daytime. So we're going to do a walk around. We're on a ship. It's not moving, thank goodness, because that would be problematic with the game. Yeah, if it's not one thing, it's the other. Either I'm muted or I've got the wrong camera. But, you know, eventually I'll figure it out or somebody will say something. Now, one thing, what a beautiful thing, I haven't done recently. Oh, we're going to open the doors. I think we could do that even with the power off. Yeah, they'll open anyway. So I'm opening the rear cargo door and this front door here. That front right exit door, which by the way has this cool set of things that flop out like that. But what I wanted to do was do the walk around with this bad boy here. And go into this thing. Just to see how detailed these these folding jump seats are. With like the seat belts, I guess. So that's where the Marines are going to go. And then in this door is, or is that even a door? I think it is. Okay. It's kind of cool how you can do that. I don't think you can get inside any of these planes. I mean, you can look at them, but they don't have interiors like that, mapped like that. They just have stuff. Okay. I'm enjoying. I really didn't know about this free roam plane until relatively recently. All right, let's do the startup sequence. Startup sequence consists of battery on. Turn on the APU. First, run disengage mode till it starts running, and then run engage. That gives us hydraulic power. We can start turning on our electrical power. Start turning on all our MFD devices. Each one of them has an individual on-off switch on this thing. And they are in two modes, day and night mode. And the last one is this one. Now, if we go here, we can see, well, no, here. All right. We're watching our hydraulic power come up, so our their APU hydraulic system is on. And now we need to raise the engines so that we can start them. As you see, if we tried to start them like that, the propellers would slap into the ground and explode. That's not good. So, now that we have hydraulic power, pressure, we can use that to raise the nacelles, as they're called. Those are engine and propeller combinations. Self-contained to the vertical. What's that? Hold on a second. What am I at there? 87, 89. Oh. 93. 90. All right. Once they are vertical and the APU is running, now we can consider starting the left engine. First into crank. Let that crank for a second. And then into start mode. That will start both propellers spinning. We gotta let that spin up a bit. And when that's going, it takes a little while. We can tell because down here, okay, it's gone out. This can go into fly. And this one again into crank for a few seconds. Takes a few seconds to crank that one. And that's cranked, so we can go into start mode. When it starts up, those last little warnings go out on that middle MFD. I think. And then we can go into fly mode. They just went out. All of our warnings are out. All it should say there is parking brake, right? Yes, parking brake and APU. All right. What it's telling us is that now that we've started both engines, the APU doesn't need to be on and it can be turned off. So we're turning it off. The battery stays on. All right. Fire compression systems. This is all good. Cabin lights. need some of those. Could use that. Hello. All right. Engines are warm. Now, to actually move the plane, the nacelles have to be torqued. We don't want those things on. Secondary lighting off. We don't need it. The nacelles need to be forward, and if you look at that right screen on the upper left, there's an indication of how forward you can make them before you are in danger of hitting the ground. And now we should be able to move. All right, parking brake off. Let's just make sure we can move a little bit. Yeah, we can move a little bit. Okay, hold on a second. All right, so we're going to request east departure. We're probably just going to land on land somewhere, though, because that's the way we're facing.
Alpha Golf 02 traffic KNSH 9er taking off runway north departure to
all right, the takeoffs are scary because you have to overtorque the engine, and you only have 30 seconds before the engine shuts down. Don't ask why. I don't know. Okay, deporting to the east. All right, parking brake off. And let's get full power all the way. You know, it immediately starts moving up and forward. We overtorqued. What? We're gonna have to try that again. I told you. It's a really, really scary thing. We should have. First of all, we did not need to give it full power there. We'll start from the. We'll start ready to fly. I mean, we'll start at we'll start it running. We can. It's easy to do. That means we won't have to go back to the startup sequence. It'll save some time. I know exactly. Well, listen, 2 out of 3 times I think we'll figure it out, but it just takes a little time. Okay, we're gonna go back here, set its departure, runway, not the dock. That will tell us. That will allow us to start off running. So we'll have to go to the sequence. That saves like 2 minutes, 5 minutes probably. Okay, we'll figure it out. I mean, I think probably that was too much throttle, but maybe not enough angle, not the correct angle also on the wing, on the things. Because what happens if you go too quick forward while the propellers are at a steep angle is it's bad for them. And apparently that you'll break the propellers. That's what happened. Then you crash and die. But I can't imagine it's that easy to do it in a real plane. Okay, so let's see. We're here. We're sitting here. It wants us to do this. Okay, yeah, we're at 60. I think that's a better angle. We were not quite that low. Okay, both engines are producing that. We need that. The engines are on. We're warmed up. Parking brake is off. All right, we're not gonna look, we're gonna pretend that we didn't need the clearance before. Okay, full throttle. Okay, forward. Back off the throttle. Whoa, also don't smash into that thing. We were at kind of an angle. Okay, now we gotta start moving the nacelles down, which I'm doing now. You can see they're moving forward, but smoothly. All right, I think we're gonna make it into level flight this time. The thing is, I'm watching this thing in the upper left of the right MFD that has that green segment. That's where we can set. Okay, now we want to back way off on the power. We'll overspeed. We want to be at 80%. Okay, that's fine. And then we can go to here. All right, perfect. All right, we're in Japan, and we've folded our. We've taken off of there. We folded our landing gear, and we have successfully transitioned to horizontal flight. Yay! With that time, it's actually a really smooth ride in here too, and you can see all the glass. In a real plane, like compared to jets, especially fighter jets, you get an amazing view. Can you imagine? You can see everything. In fact, it's probably more than you'd ever need just to pilot the plane. But it just feels like an entirely glass, and you can see from the front how much glass there is. But you can when you're moving these propellers this direction, you can absolutely overspeed and overtorque them. So we're at 207. That's really the end. We really want to back off a little bit. But it's a gorgeous plane. It's a beautiful day. We're flying east towards the main part of this island, the southern island in Japan. And the way this plane flies, whether it goes up or down or smooth, is really dependent on very small changes in the throttle and trim. There's an autopilot. It's very effective. All my systems are green over there. It's probably not a cold day. That's good. Yeah, that's okay. I'm looking at this MFD here. That one there. That one has the map. That has the map. Kind of shows us where we're flying over. But as I say, now where can you land this? At an airstrip, but this is also landable as a helicopter. But I love, by the way, it has the Japanese, we're flying over Japan, it has the Japanese symbology on it, and I don't know if the Japanese Navy or whatever really bought some of these. They might have. In which case, this is what they're going to look like. I can guarantee you. They would have done a little thing. What city? I don't know. By the way, today we're not flying, we're not co-streaming to YouTube. It's Twitch only. And the reason for that is later I'm going to be streaming at my studio back there. And I'm going to be looking at Twitch chat on my big screen TV, but I will not be able to see YouTube chat. So I know in advance I'm not going to be responding to YouTube chat. I shouldn't bother. I shouldn't be live streaming, especially because I'll upload the VOD. So people on YouTube really want to see this show, they'll be able to see it, later that day. So, I will be live streaming on YouTube tomorrow, but not today. But it's only because I'm really afraid that somebody will chat in YouTube, while I'm not reading YouTube chat, and then later on I'll be like, that's something I really wish I would have had responded to, and now they're never going to come back, kind of thing. I don't know. The point is, yeah, it was a dam. I mean, it's a damn dam. Little dam, really. It's for municipal use, apparently. Where are we? Japan. Where would be a bigger city? That way or this way? Probably this way. But I don't know. I don't know Southwest Japan that well. All I know is we got a full tank of gas and a really cool airplane that on the second try did get off the ground successfully. I know what I did wrong. I did not set the angle correctly. So the angle was too steep for the nacelles. So it was trying to get me too vertical. And then once we started moving forward, that steep angle is bad for them. Is bad. You don't want to do that. So the lower angle that it had set me at automatically for that second run was all you needed. It was really, but it's that sensitive to little changes in the configuration. The interesting other thing about this model is once you have it set to horizontal, it does go into a different flight model. I think there's a bigger city over here, but I don't know. We'll find out. We're gonna look. What are we at? We're pretty low. But that's the way to fly. But yeah, I mean, look at that. I mean, you got great downward visibility. Yeah, if I had to own one of the planes that I in virtual world, come on. It's dangerous though. I mean, mechanical problems on this plane are no joke. You want to be able to bail out the back, Oh, you know what? Did I leave the doors open when I was trying to take off? That's what I think I did wrong. You cannot take off with the doors open, because I remember opening the doors now, and I don't think I closed them. I can show you now. If I open the doors in flight, it will give you the end of game, right away. Interesting. That's what I think I did wrong. It was not. It was a combination of crappy things that I did. You just have to be very. There's just a lot of shit going on. Yeah, I remember. Now I remember for a fact. I was like, I opened the rear door and I opened the front door on the pilot side. And I'm like, okay, we're gonna go to Nagasaki and check it out. Ever been there? Me neither. All right. So for this part of the flight, we're gonna set the pilot, autopilot systems. The autopilot system, first we need to know what kind of general direction we want to go. Which is, hold on a second. Okay, course, let's say course 172. Airspeed of 190, let's say. Altitude of 3,100 feet should be fine. Arm it. Let's hold on these. And what are we at? We're at. We should be able to hold. Okay, and the good thing is this autopilot has an auto throttle, so it will. Right now it's starting to our climb up to 3,200, automated climb up to 3,200. Okay, it's a pretty sophisticated autopilot. It will hold speed. It'll adjust throttle. It'll do flaps. It'll do everything. I imagine the real. Oh, also do go. There's the real autopilot goes into hover mode, which means you can basically find a spot on the ground, and once you're in vertical mode, it will stay right over that spot, like you know what I mean. It'll trim itself, and you can move that spot around, and it will follow that spot. But I don't think they have that fully modeled, but we'll see. All right, so we're flying over. I believe this is Nagasaki Bay. And the reason why I'm in autopilot mode is so I can go to my other computer and look at Google Maps and see if I can pretend I know by looking at Google Maps what the local geographical features should look like. Okay, at least I know in general what city in Japan I am here. Nagasaki, Japan. Nagasaki, yes, we are in. I believe that's that area. This, I think. I'm heading southeast. It definitely says Nagasaki. It looks like there's a floating. I'm looking for the map for a floating an airport that's out in the middle of the bay. I don't really see that. So now I'm not 100% sure. Or maybe I'm just not looking quite at the right place. I don't know. I have Nagasaki here. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, maybe I'm this other side of the bay. Here we are. Okay. Yes. Okay. All right. Nagasaki Airport. All right, we're off. We're gonna have to fly around here. Now I see where we are on the map. All right, autopilot off because I want to do some hand flying here. Thank you. So yes, Nagasaki has a reclaimed airport, right? So that is there, and that's to the north of the city proper, but in the bay. That's Nagasaki Airport. Technically, this is Takamatsu, that city. This is not Nagasaki. It's a city north of it. That is the Omura district here. But that is pretty. I've never seen this before, and it's a cool model. It's got like water features and looks like there's some kind of plane that's more. It's like I don't know what's going on there. Wow. Very nice. There's another little thing. That's the Nagasaki Bridge, which makes sense because it goes to the airport. Although Nagasaki itself is over here and to the right. We'll be flying through it. Hopefully it will not get too cloudy. But here I am. Okay, yes. All right, I see exactly where we're heading. We're heading kind of southeast, right? Yes, perfect. Okay, so we're heading southeast. We're gonna. There's oh god, I can't pronounce this shit. Taraminozomi Park is gonna be coming up here on the right here. cheer. This little. Oh, okay. Well, I'll tell you when we get there. And then we're gonna make a right turn and head towards the Nagasaki city proper, which is down this way. It's fairly mountainous, hilly area. Yeah. Okay. So that's the Tairaminazomi Park, right? We're right here, where you can see like there's some facilities and things like that. Okay. All right. Flying over the park. And then we're gonna make a right turn. We're gonna make a right turn. Teramichukeya. And then Nagasakatamachi. I swear to God, I'm trying to read these phonetically. And then, okay, then we're traveling 24, traveling southwest, perfecto. And if we just travel this direction over these hills and not smash. For I wasn't on autopilot. We shall emerge into the actual Nagasaki area proper. These are just the kind of suburban outskirts. We're not quite there. This is, oh my God. Is the Hagashi area of Nagasaki. Is the Hagashi Nagasaki shopping area. Where Nagasaki is this area, and Higashi Park is over there. If you've never been to Japan, if you've ever been to Japan, you know all this stuff. Damn it. And then we're gonna make a right turn, make a cut through here. House of Nature is around here somewhere. Why are we going so slow? We're going to cut through this area here, where there's a couple of tunnels, looks like. Kind of cool. But we being an aeroplano, we'll just fly over the ridge there. And if you ever wanted to go to Nagasaki, now's your chance to say you went there, but you didn't actually. So this is kind of the bayfront area. Whoa, oh, we're overspeeding, we're almost died. Gotta watch your airspeed at all times in these bad boys. Little changes to the throttle make huge differences. Now I'm punching it. Yeah, we almost died there. Whoops. Now we're going too slow. Alright, we'll figure it out. Alright, this is kind of the industrial area, and also there's a bridge out there. It's interesting the airport's kind of far away, actually. And in the middle of the water. Okay. So, right around here is going to be the Hotel Nagasaki. Right down in here. So I think this is like there, I think. This is probably where you'd stay if you were a tourist, I guess. So presumably this is where, like here. There's the one-legged Torii gate here, coming up here. And the Nagasaki Bomb Museum deadhead. I'm not sure. I think we're going to pause it and I'll figure it out. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. It's right around here, I think. I need to zoom in on my map. Okay, it came up here. Okay, so this is the Nagasaki Baseball Stadium. This is the Hypocenter Park. This down there is the, right there, it's not well rendered, but there's a fountain down there. It's called the Fountain of Peace. And this is the Peace Park. Not that well done. And let's see, so right over here is going to be there, I think, is the bomb and the museum. This would have been where the bomb was dropped. I think that's where they put the museum on Nagasaki, the atomic bomb. I believe that's where they put the museum. So this would be pretty much ground zero right here. if I remember. And they have preserved some older buildings that didn't get knocked down. Most, pretty much every single was after 1945. So let's see where we. What else should we do want to see in Nagasaki? There's the sports center is down this way, but I don't know. And the Lucky Bowl. Oh, let's check out the university. Okay, where is it? Okay, Deadhead. It's not that impressive, but I'm guessing these buildings here represent the campus of Nagasaki University. It's not the prettiest set of patterns you'll see, but basically it looks like generally the goes up towards this area here. Oh, let's get some speed going. We die. Okay, yeah. This is Royal Chester? Nagasaki Royal Chester? I don't know what that means. There's a shopping center. Okay. Got it. And then the airport is that direction. Okay. So we kind of made a big circle. We went around a long way and then popped out this way. Interesting. Okay. I think we saw pretty much the entire terrain. Wait a minute. What is this? What's over here? Is this a thing here? Oh, let me check. Togetsu Shopping Center. I don't know. It's all Japanese to me. All right, and the challenge is to land this in some kind of one piece, right? I would say. Well, I really like this Nagasaki airport model, so we're going to get up close and personal with it by landing there. Okay, at 3 miles, you want to start transitioning, as they say, to vertical flight, from horizontal flight. Horizontal to vertical flight. Takes a while. You don't want to do it too soon. What do we got? 3 miles? All right, we can start transitioning. So the cells go up, and as soon as we start transitioning, you can see that little arc there came up, and now you can see they're about to there. And because I will definitely forget later, I'm going to put the landing gear out now. We're not moving that fast. Now we're not flying vertically by any stretch. But we're also going much slower and in a different stability regime. I just want to make sure that this thing down there stays in the green there. Because if not, it's a problem. Okay. We probably want to land, I kind of want to land near in this circular area where there's a plane. Okay, we need to get a little more nacelle there. So as we slow down, we're going to go into approach mode. It's not quite vertical flight, but you can see we're getting some verticality there. This way we can still move forward. Meanwhile, we can control our vertical descent using the engines. So the less engined gives vertical descent. And now we're getting pretty close. We still got a ways to go. I can go even more vertical on the nacelles. Not quite vertical. Watch our vertical speed, it's low. Don't want it over vertical speed. Don't want to go up either. Yeah, I want to figure out what's going on down here. Okay, we're gonna have to do this. Yeah, that's definitely some kind of display, I think, or I don't know, or it's a place where they're disassembling aircraft. It looks like. Oh, and those are solar panels. Oops, shit! I didn't want to land there. And it's fine. Now that probably wouldn't have been a great landing, but still. Yeah, okay, so now you can clearly see they are disassembling that aircraft. There are solar panels, and that is a fuselage of a disassembled aircraft too. And then it's got all this cool fire gear. These are all fire engines. What's our thing at here? Let's go a little lower here. Let's lower ourselves a bit. That way we can go forward and drive around. Okay, and it's all kind of in a place away from. I love that and like they did a really good job with these models. See, we would not. I barely could tell any of this stuff when we flew over it. Yeah, I think I did land on the solar panels, but it's fine. It didn't say my game is over. My game's not over, and it's got that that cherry picker there. We are, by the way, super heavy to be landing. We should not be landing with this much fuel. Let's see. If we go to here, can we take off vertically with this much fuel? I don't know if we can, but we're going to try it. We're going to hit 90 on these things, and we're just going to give it full power. And then we can go over to this part of the airport. Like we're a helicopter. I kind of want to see if this part of the airport is modeled like that, as well as detailed, like over here. It's got a big parking lot. Planes, the gate, that one's pulling out. This is a really detailed. This is obviously one you get. I think I paid for an extra Japan World update or something. Although I thought it was Tokyo. I also bought the Nagasaki one too, because that is a spectacularly nicely rendered airport. That's the kind of landing you really want to try for. And vertical landing on something that's, obviously not. It can even go back. You could taxi backwards by making the nacelles go backwards. But this is the coolest feature I didn't even know you had. You can put the nacelles to 97 degrees, and then when you give them power, you go backwards. So you can actually back out of a parking spot. And then you can lower them down. Alright, watch them lower down. And forward your way out of a parking spot. Wait, that gives a little power here. And you go like real smoothly, wander around. It's quite a bird. I mean, the fact that these exist in real life is incredible. Now, again, I don't know if technically you can vertically take off. I guess you can, depending on the fuel and passenger load, the weight load that you got. But it's just like it's a honey on the ground too. Parking brake on. All right, well, let's just wrap it up. We're going to button her down. So, button her down sequence. Button her down sequence. Somewhat the reverse of the startup sequence. It's a lot of fun. So, it sells back to 90. And you know, first of all, it's a fun plane, but they did a pretty good job with integrating the simulation. Now, since we're going to be shutting off the engines, we got to start the APU because we're going to need the APU. APU in run engage. And now that we've done that, we can start shutting down the engines. Oh, by the way, we're going to open up the doors. And both of these engines can go to off. Both the doors are open. Front doors are open there. It's slowing down, but it's going to take a long time for the rotors to come down on their own. But we have a rotor brake. We're going to put that on. Because we need the rotors to stop so we can fold them up and shut everything down. And you see they start slowing down quite a bit more when you got your rotor brake on. I love all the details on the system. It's amazing. The APU is in fact located in the wing, by the way. Rotor brake off. Now we go to our. We don't need this. Thank you. Where is it? Sure. System. BFWS stow system. Full stow. Rotor lock. All right, so rotor lock rotates the rotors to a specific position in this vertical state. Then it folds the actual rotors using a hydraulic system. All right. First, the flaps have to come up. They were lowered. Now these lower and then fold. So they twist and fold. It's a whole dance. It's all automated, thank goodness. The next thing is the nacelles fold from the vertical to the horizontal position all the way to horizontal so the wing can sweep. The wing can sweep. And here's the cool thing. You can kind of see everything going on from the inside. You can see these things folding down behind you. And you can hear the plane, hear the hydraulic motors start spinning the wing. The wing goes 90 degrees. So yeah, so the APU is located in that central section of the wing. One thing that isn't in a wing, isn't in the wing that is in most airplanes' wings is the fuel tanks. There's no fuel in the wings, I think, a very small amount. The fuel is in those things, those kind of things on the left and right side that you can't really tell what's in them, but you can see they're not. They must be hollow. That's where the fuel goes. And those, it keeps the center of gravity nice and low. That the fuel is on the bottom and not up in the wings. And so that leaves the room in the wing for the APU. And that is the completion of the fold sequence. So that's how you can pack a whole bunch of these on an aircraft carrier. They don't take up a lot of room. And most aircraft carrier planes have to have the wings fold in some way. They have to be, because there's just not a lot of room. So the final step is we're going to turn off all our MFDs, because the other step was to turn them on. Notes that all that stuff looks good. Let's turn it off. Which this one can go off as well. The caution, by the way, is related to the fact that we're operating with the engines off, but we have the APU on. But finally, we're going to go cold. So we're stopping our APU and turning off the battery. Thus, a cold plane. I left the doors open so we can explore it a little bit if we wanted to. But it's cold. Now, you could start it up again. You got plenty of fuel in there. But yeah, no, this is definitely, as far as just fun, you know, it's a transformer. It's fun. It flies horizontally. You could take off and land it like a helicopter. You can go long distances. It's actually quite fuel efficient, or at least has these big tanks on the sides there. Okay, I want to do a little of this here first while we're in this, which is use the free roam feature to kind of check out this airport a little bit. I like they have a lot of solar panels because they've got them on the roof there, but they're it's all solar out there. A lot of there's the bus, bus terminal, and that's what it looks like from the front. Okay. Departures. Arrivals. Nice. One or the other. And probably like cargo terminal. It's probably down there. This is probably the cargo terminals. Yeah, cargo terminals. Lots of just stuff stacked up. And so planes would come and they'll come down here and they'll unload here. If it's a cargo plane, nice. It's a really nicely laid out airport. It makes sense. Everything makes sense. And this is a small plane terminal. So if you're flying, you're a private pilot and you have your plane there, and probably various services to that, and the fire department. Actually, they had a lot of other ones down there, but every airport has a fire department. Normally also we have real-time air traffic turned on, and I would expect to see planes flying around. But I did change the time of day. So yeah, that gets turned off, I think. I changed it because it's not actually this time of day in Nagasaki. What specs do my PC have? It's a 3-year-old gaming PC. 3.5-year-olds now. It's a Cyber Power PC. The CPU is a Intel 10700K. Not terribly fast, but at the time, it was a good one. It originally came with a 2070, which is why originally it was spec'd with, but I have replaced, as of January, I replaced it with a 4070 Ti video card. It's a good video card. I don't think we're even really stressing the video card here. Looks like there's blood. Looks like they cut the thing and it bled. What is that about? Why is there red spatter where they cut the wing off? Okay. I gotta talk with somebody about this thing. It literally looks like they cut it and it bled. I guess maybe that's supposed to be paint? What the hell? What the hell? What the hell is that supposed to be? It's on the front. I don't know what the hell is going on. You can't explain that to me. You don't know. Ask this guy here. Oh, he's not even there. For this game, especially flying around urban areas, I need a faster CPU and memory system, but the graphics card is fine. The graphics card is really is good, but I could upgrade the CPU and the memory subs. Around here it is. But if I go to a major city, like when I was flying around Tokyo or Toronto, it will dip down to the 510 frames per second. So it really depends. But this is, yeah. And I have everything turned on, and just about everything turned on. Things like the fancy lens flares, and I've got obviously the DX12, the DirectX 12, excuse me, so it's supposed to be using all the ray tracing features that you can have. So I try to emphasize what you'd have if you had a high-end rig. So where are we? So we're still in there. We're here. And that's the cold plane. So here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take about a 5-minute break. And we are going to go into the studio. Thank you for sticking with me with the Microsoft Flight Simulator content, which obviously I enjoyed. Oh, Bella just came on. So I'm watching her on my screen over here. It's her birthday. Oh my goodness. Anyway, but I'm going to be playing around in the studio for like an hour, make some content. Okay, it's going to be fun. But it is going to take me about 5 minutes, solid 5 minutes to transition, because I gotta put my iPad in the camera, blah blah. So I'm gonna start doing that. Meanwhile, we're just gonna put this starting soon thing here on. So give me 5 minutes, and we're gonna do some music. Check one. I'm going to mute this one. All right, I'm going to move over to my other system. I'm going to mute this mic, and we'll just be listening from my headset mic and the music output. Oh, nope, I gotta switch over to that. All right, give me 1 second. The audio, we're almost there. Almost there. Otherwise, no way of you hearing anything. Okay, I'm gonna test some audio from over there. Hold on a second. Check one. A check. I can't really see. Okay, well, that's what I'm gonna do. Let's see how close I can get to you. A check one. Is that too loud? Is that about right? Is that loud? I'm looking at the bar meter there. It seems to be okay. I'm going to go with a little too loud, if anything. But at least you can hear me, I believe. Every time I check my VODs, I'm always like, I'm not really that loud. All right, now I am looking at chat over in that direction over there. So if somebody does have any questions to ask, I can answer them because I can read your chat messages from Twitch. I'm on a bit of a delay because of the things. There you go. Thank you very much. I appreciate the feedback, Edonia. And that the mic here is okay. So here's a little bit about my rig. All right, what's to know? First, let's start from left to right. Left, this is the Korg Op6 synthesizer based on 6-operator frequency modulated synthesis. With so much more to it, though. Wild stuff in there. This is my mixer. This is my recorder. This is a 8-track digital only recorder here. This is my Roland drum machine based on the old 808, but this is a TR. How much level is that you guys getting there? I'm going to turn it down on my master. Hold on. That'd be better for you guys. That'd be better. I do want you to be able to hear me. Okay, next up is, this is really just for my piano usage. Oh, why Flight Simulator and then music? Thanks for asking. Great question. It's my actual daily formula. You probably haven't been here before, but I stream every single day, and I do the same formula every day, which is that I play Flight Simulator for the first part of the show, which is usually 35 to 45 minutes. And then in the second half of the show, I switch to music. And on some days I play guitar because I have a selection of 16 guitars here. And I usually alternate that with just playing on my lounge piano act, which is, just lounge piano. But then sometimes I do other musical things in the second half. I play rock, I play bass with my rock thing, or I go into the musical studio and we just jam in the musical studio and talk about stuff. And that's it. That's actually my actual formula, which is music and flight sim. And it's always going to be, it's basically things that I want to do every day anyway, because this isn't going to really pay the rent, Not for a long time, okay, so you see me stream before, and you were like, well, maybe that was a one-time thing, but nope, turns out, yeah, it's a formula. And yeah, because I like, as I say in my little bio, I'm a, you know, pilot and musician and e-girl aficionado, so. Yeah, if you see Toronto, I think I figured out why my pitot tube thing wasn't working, but you know, or I figured out how to fix that using a keyboard. You know, there was a keyboard. It could have hit Shift H and it would have heated up. I think I'm still working on that thing. Okay, last piece is this amazing Behringer DeepMind 12. It's about a 5-year-old architecture, but it's really recent for a main synthesizer. 12 voices, each with two oscillators, 2 low-frequency oscillators, voltage filter, amplifier, high-pass filter, 3 envelopes, each with 8 parameters, 24 different parameters is for the 3 envelopes. It's crazy. Real-time modulation control with a modulation matrix. I don't know if you guys understand that. Basically, it is loaded and a very responsive keyboard. With 1,000 patches, you could store 1,000 patches. Yeah, there's always like a keyboard combination. Well, I'm learning a lot about Flight Simulator. Well, thank you. You're an economist. Interesting. That's very interesting. I'm a software engineer. Musician is a hobby, but obviously it's a pretty serious hobby. So, I don't mind considering myself also. And I do have played in bands and played in groups, various musical projects at various times. So, yeah, I don't know if I'm in love with using my iPad as a camera. It is definitely kind of mediocre. But it is what I got. And then I have this other camera on this really high up angle. But I like that one. So you can kind of see what I'm doing. Well, a lot of spacey sounds on this synthesizer, but it has everything. I mean... So, yeah, you could do a lot of science fiction movie scores. Among the many, many innovative features this synthesizer has that most don't have is the ability to put a random detune on each note that's a little different. To simulate actual instruments, real instruments, which usually have slight imperfections in them that prevent them from being perfectly in tune. This can do that. And so it sounds startlingly more realistic in some ways. Well, I have the back camera and the front camera. It's all right. No, this camera, and neither of these are expensive. This is a Logitech Stream Cam. It's like an $8 camera. And then my iPad is not enough. It's very old. But I like it. And it's wireless, you know. It's a wireless connection to my computer. I don't have a phone. Most people use a phone. I have a shitty, cheap phone, but you can really hear how they're out of tune on this patch. How they're a little out of tune. Even if you hit the same note multiple times, it's a little off each time. How much of that is that? Yeah, oscillator drift, they call that feature. But it's... You can set it to be monophonic, or 12 voices, or 6 voices, or 3 voices, or 2 voices, or 1. This is 1. And then gang together 4 different voices into 1. And it makes this bad sound. It's a badass sound. So, yeah. All right. So, the thing that I like to start with, though, is going back to the Korg Op6. It has 200 or it has 500 patches, and each of the patches that you buy, which is a sound, comes with a little sequence. This is this one for this one, and then I've got it set up into my drum machine so it's synchronized using MIDI. Let's see. Where is the... Okay, so this is tempo 123. I can use this knob to turn it down to say tempo 100. Or tempo 90. Or tempo 150. Okay. And these little digital analog effects kind of stick with you. So we could record this as a bass plate on the digital track here, excuse me. C minor. Alright, maybe we'll record some of this. Let's try this. Why not? Okay, so we stop. We liked it. Got good volume levels there, we think, on this. That's about right. We'll figure it out later.
All right, it's just going to get boring. Because all the, by the way, these just have 2 repeating bars. Actually, they could have up to 4, but this one's just 2. But okay, question: left-hand controllers are programmable per patch for one thing. This one, as a pitch controller, the center has a center spring, so it stays in the center. So I have it programmed to go up 2 semitones to 1 full note. And down 1 full note, but I could make it go up a whole octave, down a whole octave, or less, or I could do something completely different. The modulation wheel is much more complicated. The modulation wheel, in this case, okay, only affects the voltage-controlled filter's envelope level. So it effectively directly affects the contour of the filter. But there's also velocity, so slow notes are slower than fast notes, much slower. Well, we are trying to go for a analog feel. But this is a very digital synthesizer, especially because you can hear there's a lot of post-processing, like the echo. One thing that's part of every patch is a FX section that's very complicated. That's got 4 mounts. You can have different effects and different routings. It's really nice. All right, just out of curiosity, can we hear what we played back here? All right, I think I can do it right, but let's find out so you can hear it. I just want to make sure you can hear this. You can't hear me now, right? I don't think you can hear me though. It's fine. Is that with it on? I can hear that on now. Okay, so now you can hear me and you're listening to the playback. Interesting. Okay. So this is the digital playback of the synthesizer repeating itself and me. Yeah, well, if I don't push these buttons right, you won't hear the recording. Like if I don't, like I can hear the recording now and you can't hear it. So I gotta make sure I have these little buttons here that route the sound correctly. Normally I don't want to route them. It's a good it's an interesting combination of textures. It's not bad. It's bluesy, but kind of weird. Is that 100? Okay. It's only a couple minutes long. I like to do 3 minutes at most. Okay. All right, it's just going to get boring. It's funny. That stuff all gets into the okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to keep that. This thing will record up to 8 tracks, and I'm going to keep that on tracks 1 and 2. But for playing around, we're going to use tracks 3 and 4 for future if we want to try something different. So we'll just keep that for a while. Maybe I'll come back to it, and maybe I won't someday. You know what I'm saying? But that's the thing, is to combine kind of a pattern there, which I like, and it's more of a bass. It's really a quite powerful synthesizer. Sweep, wild sweep, yeah. Oh yeah. Wow. And then this thing is pretty wild itself. Let's try something else here. Glass clavier. That's the repeating rhythm it's got. I don't like it that much. No. Pass on that one. What do we got? Lonely Star. That's very airy. Interesting. Well, theremin, yeah. I mean, theremin is a very difficult because it's a two-handed instrument in which one hand is controlling basically the frequency and whether the other is the volume by moving in space, not touching anything. The best you can really do is control. You can definitely control the frequency using the pitch wheel. A lot of fifths, by the way. These are fifths, but I think you can do fifths on a theremin. There's sounds in the synthesizer that I've never heard in any synthesizer. And this is not a sequencer, or it's not a arpeggiator. It is using a sequenced modulation to the sound. mouth sound. Well, there are a lot of video games. E sound. And again, every sound can have an arpeggiator associated with it. Some of them are on and off by default, though. They're good names too. Like this one's called Alien Pipes. I really think that's a great name. All right, what do we got going on here? Oh, that's kind of cool. Crystal Synth Bell. This one also has programmable pitch and modulation wheels that could do and whatever you're supposed to. Okay. That's 55. You can speed it up. 72. Interesting, but not for me. That's too down. Yeah, it's too low. Too down. Too much of a downer. What we got here? Ooh. Mallet piano. No thanks. Percussion. Isn't it? I don't really know if there's anything to hang off of there. Zen Chime. It's kind of random, actually. 4-bar alteration. All right. That's some strange ass stuff. Nice. Good for them. So I'm at 79 and there's another 120 to go. Or it should be 400 or 320 to go. We're not going to do all of them. I don't know about that. Well, I've used this one. I've used this one before. We've done this one. To have somebody chatting. It's nice to be able to see on my TV that you're chatting with me and I can respond to you. And then, you know, as I say, I'm just having fun in my studio. By the way, a lot of people come to the stream and don't chat and don't feel like chatting, and that's fine with me, just so you know. But for anybody here or anybody going, we'll be doing the same thing again tomorrow, maybe a little shorter stream, maybe roughly around the same time stream. But it'll probably be me dinking around. I'll probably play piano tomorrow. Yeah, no, it's fine. Well, I'm gonna end pretty soon because let me just check something. That makes noise when I do that. Sorry about that. We've got about 15 more minutes, so we'll do it for a while. I'll be around for a while. I don't want to, you don't want to stream too short a time because a lot of good stuff happens once you stream for an hour and a half. You know, if you're a streamer, like it's probably better to stream like 3 hours, fewer, 4 times a week rather than an hour and a half, 7 times a week. But that's just the way I like to do it. Well, there's really something about the tones on this. I mean, they're innovative, but they're also very musical. And Sometimes they're very 70s or very 90s or very 80s, but it's still kind of innovative. But these two synthesizers are so different. Wooden box. Very well named. Art? Interesting. This is a brass sound that I spent a lot of time working on. I mean, I didn't originate it, but it didn't sound quite like that. A lot of the best sounds are really based on the filter sweeps, like this one. A lot of these sounds, by the way, if you're looking for a specific movie, Blade Runner, and some of these are called Blade Runner. There's a couple of different Blade Runner patches, but that artist, what's his name? Wasn't Marauder. About that. The favorite ones I have though are the organs with the rotary. How are those? This one. Rotary or rotary speaker synthesis or simulation there always works nicely for the organs. Icy shimmer. Interestingly, that is not in the not timed correctly. some after a lot of repetitions if it's that melodic. Hey, how you doing, by the way? Isidro, I don't know how to pronounce the name. Yes, I am from California, Northern California. It's absolutely okay to ask. I'm not allowed to dox myself and say specifically where my address is. Not too far in the Bay Area, not too far from San Francisco, but not in San Francisco anymore. And so West Coast of California, beautiful day here. Cold, but perfectly sunny. Where are you from? What country, if I may ask? Spain. Awesome. Thank you. But I've been co-streaming on YouTube, not today, but I think both last two times I streamed on YouTube, people were like, hi, same person, hi from Brazil, which is always like, wow. I'm like, cool. I mean, it's great to entertain people over the world. I'm not sure how people found me, but that's all right. I don't want to know. That's fine, whatever. And I'm going to keep doing this all year, hopefully. I'll keep it up as long as I can. So I probably will gain audience, and there'll be more interesting people coming in, and that will be more, if you're here at the beginning, there'll be more interesting people for you guys to meet potentially. But as I say, I'm keeping the same formula. We're going to play Flight Simulator, and then we're going to do some kind of music stuff. I really want to do maybe some kind of other recording, but I need to find something that has a good sequence. Festival of Wind. That's a white noise generator right there. Digital one. It's a pretty good one. This one has an analog white noise generator. It's very important for certain sounds. It's like salt that you add. It's like a spice. Okay. Not in love with it. Unusual sound there. It's very clean. Yeah, it's not too dirty. What is that? It's all Black Keys. You're cool too. If you're here, you're cool. I don't know. That's an unusual sound. Let's see what's it doing there. Finland. Oh my god. Dynamically changing algorithms. That's random. I did not know you could do that. What it's doing is there's these algorithms which are how the operators are configured, and it changes them during the sequence. So theoretically, completely different sounds during the sequence. Not theoretically, actually. Yeah, you got to figure out where you'd use these musically a lot of times. Yeah, it's heavy on the fifth. Yeah, I remember this one. I'm keep moving past. Yeah, this one's very fine. The sound is very simple, percussive sound. FM wind chime. Very delicate. I like it. Okay. Fun. I think we do much with it, but. Wow. Okay. Cycles. Got possibilities. Oh, they're all interesting. Does it capture you to say, oh, I want to play with that sound? Okay. Wow. Okay. Okay. I'm going to end it there today. There's a bunch of interesting sounds, and I had a good time playing in the studio today. But The good things cannot last forever. Besides, there's always tomorrow, and I want to watch some football on these football Sunday. It is a football Sunday. I'm a football watcher. That's the kind of thing I do. But I really enjoy taking an hour or two off to stream on a daily basis. Kind of do the same thing I would every day. And today we did some flight simulator. We played around in the Osprey, the V-22 Osprey. In Japan and using a Japanese livery. It was really cool. And then we went to the studio, and as I say, every time I get to play in the studio, whether or not we recorded something interesting or I played a tune or anything, I just think it's really fun to be able to do that. It's a privilege to have this equipment that I can enjoy and makes all these interesting sounds, and then I can think about them later. Well, and I'm glad you catch some too, but as I say, there's always tomorrow of the day, and I plan on like doing recording studio streams at least once a month, but probably like at least try to do once every 3 weeks. As I say, tomorrow will be Flight Simulator, followed by probably play like the keyboard from the lounge, because I don't consider this a keyboard day. And yesterday was a guitar day, so tomorrow will be Ken's Lounge keyboard day. So that'll be fun. Anyway, thanks again for showing up for the stream today. Have a great rest of your Sunday. Thanks for all the chats, the comments. You too, Adonia. I really appreciate you coming by and chatting so much and brightening up my day and asking questions and just commenting. I really appreciate it. So try to come by. Make sure you follow the stream if you can. And also, if you're not, if you're more of a YouTube watcher, I generally am going to stream. The only thing, the recording studio streams I probably won't stream on YouTube, and like certain things I don't stream. But most streams I'm going to stream on YouTube at the same time as I do on YouTube Live, so same time as I do on Twitch. All right, that's been fun. Oh, I'm actually, my legs are tired. I need to lie down and relax for a bit. So that was great, though. And we had fun. So see you guys again next time.